My name is Mikel. I work for and with the Fayette Alliance, and I'm a very proud resident of District 10. I think as a community, we first started talking about solar about 18 months ago. I think it was September of 2024. Since then, we've had multiple rounds of public comment, a unanimous vote from the Planning Commission, and a vote from this very council, both votes resulting in a vote against solar in our rural lands. Even though we are heading towards 2 years of discussion on this topic, Fayette Alliance is not tired of talking about solar. Clean energy is important to our community's future, and it's worth the continued conversation. So thank you for being a council that prioritizes a cleaner Lexington. While we're not tired of talking about solar, we are fatigued and frustrated about how we continue to prioritize the wrong type of solar for our community. We've spent far too much time, energy, and resources prioritizing industrial-scale solar on our farmland. The type of rural solar we've been focusing on doesn't directly benefit our community. We can't track where the energy gets utilized or require community benefit agreements to ensure it does. Yes, it will create temporary construction jobs, which are very important, but we also have 200 acres at the Legacy Business Park and 3,000 acres of expansion land already approved for development and construction. This type of policy decision also puts a lot of jobs at risk in another sector of our economy, our agriculture sector. So it doesn't seem like this solar decision is really about jobs. The recommendations you have before you today, created by a work group of only 4 council members, continue to accommodate a private, for-profit, Nashville-based developer, Silicon Ranch, even though we've already had 2 votes against solar in the rural area already. What these recommendations before you today failed to do is incorporate best practices from state and national organizations like Kentucky Resource Council and American Farmland Trust. Best practices that safeguard our soils and make sure our community members, not utility, not private companies, our community members, are the ones that actually benefit from our renewable energy policies. These recommendations fail to protect prime farmland. They lack safeguards against damaging construction practices, do not require adequate setbacks or buffering for neighboring properties. They also provide minimal oversight of agriculture use alongside solar and omit updated stormwater standards, despite very clear national research showing that solar development requires different management than conventional construction. We are a community with a $2.6 billion agriculture industry. Our landscape is iconic and recognized across the world. So why are we omitting best practice recommendations from 2 of the most credible sources on environmental and agricultural protection? The Rural Land Management Board and Environmental Commission were asked to weigh in, but those recommendations haven't been shared with the public. Why would we start the clock on this ZOTA now? Again. Today, I urge you to vote against sending these recommendations to the Planning Commission for further discussion. They already voted unanimously against industrial solar on our rural land once before. Today, let's make the decision to finally start talking about the right kind of solar for Lexington-Fayette County. A couple of examples. How do we ensure that the 2023 expansion areas are built out to be as energy efficient as possible? Fayette Alliance has been told repeatedly that retrofitting our urban core with rooftop solar, with parking lot solar, is too expensive. It's too hard. Okay. We have 3,000 acres of new development to work with that doesn't need to be retrofitted. It just needs to be prioritized. Can we work towards prioritizing rooftop solar on schools and government buildings first? This would certainly reduce operation costs. How do we partner with Bluegrass Airport to create parking lot solar? Evansville, Indiana has already done this and now powers 50% of the airport terminal's electricity demand with solar energy. How do we build protections and strong regulations into our ordinance to balance solar and renewables without jeopardizing a $2.6 billion industry here in Fayette County? Please stop prioritizing industrial solar on farmland and start working towards clean energy solutions that actually benefit our community. Today, we ask you not to forward these recommendations to the Planning Commission. Thank you for your consideration.